In Eye on Chicago, a magazine that began here in Chicago and became famous around the world, celebrates 80 years. This afternoon, we salute Ebony magazine, the family who created it, and the woman working hard to keep the family legacy alive. Dorothy Tucker has the story.
I recently sat down with Lyndon Johnson Rice. We talked about her family, her toughest career move, and a deeply personal challenge she's navigating with style and grace. It was the trend-setting publication that showed the world the news, the culture, and the successes of Black America. Ebony was the magazine everyone wanted to be in, wanted to have on their coffee table, and wanted to talk about.
We would be out to dinner and someone would stop my father and say, "Oh my goodness, I read Ebony. I'm so proud of what you're doing."
Ebony has been part of Lyndon Johnson Rice's life ever since she can remember. Her father, John H. Johnson, founder of Johnson Publishing, created the first edition in November of 1945. Her mother, Eunice W. Johnson, was the original fashion editor. And even as a child, many years before she became the company's CEO, Rice was a regular in the office.
I'm sure I was completely annoying, but that was my sort of playground, and that was my home away from home.
Now, as Ebony celebrates its 80th anniversary, Rice's mission to share parts of that home and its story with everyone.
This is what you saw when you came in the door.
That's right.
The receptionist sat here,
Yeah.
and you came up, and because I remember.
Rice called on dear friend, Chicago artist Theaster Gates, to preserve her family's legacy and a permanent collection at the Stony Island Arts Bank. It takes a step back in time to Johnson Publishing's offices. There's the receptionist desk, timeless artwork, chairs, desks, and lamps.
Why was it important to save this furniture?
Our things are sometimes the keepers of the truth that we've existed and we've done great things.
The Johnson Publishing Company library is an archive of Ebony magazines and 12,000 books, most written by Black authors. It was here that Rice opened up about her life, her family, and what it was like to meet some pretty amazing people.
If you were a Black person of note and you came to Chicago, you absolutely came by Johnson Publishing Company. The first group of people that I met that I was like stunned was the Jackson 5. You know, I'm a kid, I'm Michael Jackson's age. I'm like, oh my God, this is Michael Jackson, this is the Jackson 5.
Reverend Jesse Jackson was a regular. So was comedian and activist Dick Gregory. Aretha Franklin came by. Rice's first job, at age 7, to accompany her mom to couture shows in Europe to prepare for the iconic Ebony Fashion Fair show.
And let me tell you, working for Eunice Johnson was probably harder than working for John Johnson. She was very exacting and very demanding in everything that she wanted done exactly the right way.
That determination led Eunice Johnson to expand the company beyond the printed word, creating Fashion Fair cosmetics for Black women.
They couldn't find a hue and a makeup tone that really fit their skin.
And as time went on, Linda got the business bug, sitting in on editorial and other meetings with her dad.
I really was kind of a sponge in the very beginning, just sort of sitting there and absorbing everything and watching him work and the way that he would, you know, talk to people and get them to bring out the best in them.
Rice became chairman and CEO in 2002 and led the company until tough times led to his last paper issue in 2019, as publishing was changing.
You saw a rise, obviously, on the digital side of the business, and that affected and has still affected magazines to this day. It became very, very difficult financially to produce a magazine. It was very hard to make that decision to, to sell Ebony. It was very difficult.
The building that housed Johnson Publishing for decades still stands on South Michigan Avenue. Now it's an apartment building, but it's kept parts of the company alive. Art and photos from back in the day, as well as that iconic Ebony logo. is a symbol of strength overcoming obstacles, and so is Linda Johnson Rice.
When did you begin to lose your sight?
Oh, you know what? My vision issues started to happen in probably 2000. So now I have no vision in my right eye, and my left eye is compromised.
Still, Rice remains active, serving on corporate and nonprofit boards, and always in motion.
I'm not going to just sit in a corner and feel sorry for myself.
So this is one of your tables, Linda.
Just, go forward, keep going. You got to just keep moving.
When I see that incredible fortitude, when I see her self-reliance, it reminds me of her mom and dad. And it's like, oh yeah, she's from the right stuff. We are doing the work.
So Rice carries on her parents' mission of celebrating the contributions of Black Americans and telling their stories with the help of the John H. Johnson exhibit.
I wanted to ensure that John Johnson, Eunice Johnson, and Linda Johnson were never forgotten, and that we have the ability to fold Johnson Publishing back onto the South Side, where so many amazing stories happen, and now it has a permanent home forever.
I will never let the world forget John and Eunice Johnson and what they created and how they showcase Black people with a sense of pride and a sense of purpose and a sense of power, always, always.
As for the future, Rice says she's exploring new opportunities in the film and television industries. Dorothy Tucker, CBS News, Chicago.
Our thanks to Dorothy. The Stony Island Arts Bank hosts many fascinating exhibitions, and there are some exciting plans for the future there. If you'd like to learn more, go to rebuild-foundation.org.